Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eye Opener Society. I'm so happy to have everybody back and joining in because once again, you, the audience, are the ones that make this show so wonderful. Not just the wonderful people that I have on Eye Opener Society, but you guys that are tuning in, listening, downloading, and all of that. It is so appreciated. And you don't know how much that means to us here at Eye Opener Society. And we've got so much that's going on. And we got so many new voices. We have so many new podcasts. And I'm just going to run through real quick. We still have Sunset Child's Out There podcast. We have Anne Lund's Haunted and Waiting, Elaine's Arcane Oracle. And now we have The Sound Within with our host today. And we now also have the other Hannah, the OG Hannah from the old days, from when I used to record with my stepdaughter Hannah. She now has Hannah's Unrealistic Desires. She broke off and done her own podcast, which I've been waiting for so long. Plus, I got stuff ready for some other people. And so this is just going to keep expanding. So the new favorite of mine, The Sound Within, comes from wonderful soul, Hannah Rose. Hannah Rose, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad to be back on Eye Opener Society. And I'm excited to chat a little bit about what's been going on in my world.
That's great. Yeah, I really like the glimpse that we have into your world on The Sound Within. And it's a beautiful thing to sit and listen to your voice and to hear what you have to say, just as well as your TikTok lives when you're actually doing your breathing sessions and the sound. It's great. So, um, like I had told the audience when we recorded with Lizzie, you're also going to be a co-host as well. This way, the audience gets to hear you, gets to hear Lizzie, gets to hear, a little bit more from different perspectives. And I'm very happy to have you hosting with me today. So let everybody know what's on your mind.
Well, I feel like a big theme in my life right now has been just finding stillness within the chaos that is life. And that really came to me during breath the other day. I was doing an intentional breath session on the internet. So there were other people in the live stream as well. And it was a really powerful session. And I just started thinking about how everything just kind of felt like it stilled with Mother Nature. So the leaves kind of stopped rustling, but they were kind of moving a little bit, and everything just got kind of quiet, all the crickets, and it just kind of rushed through my body, a feeling of calm and peace. And I wanted to share that with everybody that I was finding stillness in the chaos because there was actually chainsaws going on in the background, which is a common theme. If anyone is watching my live streams, there's always a lawnmower, there's always chainsaws cutting wood. And I mean, right now it's pretty peaceful out here. So we've caught, I think, a good time. Let's not jinx it, but I've just been trying to let that leap over into my everyday life as well and not just my meditation. Uh, just being able to stay quiet when everything else is loud. And I think a lot of people might be experiencing that with everything that's going on in the world, but I'm more so talking about my personal everyday life.
Yeah. And from if anybody's listened to any of your podcasts, your OCD, and you spoke, very openly about that. And depending when you're listening, whether you heard that episode yet or not, or if it's released or not, I heard it. And I think it was the most raw, authentic podcast episode that you had given me. And the thing is, it's so beautiful because the fact that you're brave enough to sit and talk about these things, because a lot of people don't like to talk about their flaws, but you spoke very, openly about it. And I think what's so comforting in that, the fact that there could be other people out there going through these same experiences like you, having the same issues. And You could be looked up to because of that, and it might give them a reason to find new ways to help them. And I love that about you, yeah, that you are able to speak about that bravely. And I always say it's brave because, again, to be so honest about a lot of things from your past, and not all of us are perfect. As a matter of fact, there isn't a perfect person out there. We've all done wrong things, stupid things, bad things, whatever the case may be. Part of life, nothing wrong with it. It just makes us who we are. The fact that we can sit and say, these were not the best things, and then you make the changes in your life, and sometimes even that's not easy. You still have to go through the struggle of learning now how to put yourself on the right path, and you can sometimes fall off the side of the road, go down a different road, and you talk about this.
Yes, I thank you for bringing that up and for the kind words. I really appreciate it, and I receive that love. And I'm glad that you brought that up because my obsessive compulsive disorder, and the reason why I say the phrase altogether instead of like abbreviating it with just OCD, I feel like it's wildly and widely overlooked. Like it's kind of seen as just like a little quirk that some people have, but there's people that are battling every day and to minimize it by saying everyone has a little bit of OCD. I've heard that before. I just feel as if it's really important to touch on the real raw look into what an everyday life would look like from person to person because not everyone's going to experience that chemical imbalance the same way. Some people have it manifesting in other ways than the next. So I think it's just important to know that not everybody is perfect and that I kind of touched on that in a Facebook post, kind of debuting my podcast, The Sound Within. I kind of let everyone know, like, hey, everybody probably has known me at many different stages of my life. But all I can do now is kind of move forward and try to be the best me that I could be. And that goes for everybody, not just me. We're not going to stay the same person throughout our entire existence. We're going to be many different phases of who we are. And that's just a really important thing for me because not only just to kind of prove to like I'm not trying to prove to anybody that I'm this perfect person, but I'm just trying to prove to myself that I'm doing the best that I can. And knowing that gives me a sense of peace, and it also allows me to just express myself really clearly now. And that's why I really enjoy doing this podcast with you, and I really enjoy submitting episodes to you when things come up. And it was actually a long story short, what prompted me to record that episode that you're speaking of about my shedding a little bit more light on my obsessive compulsive disorder was a conversation with my friend Becca, who is really near and dear to my heart. I met her through TikTok streams. She started following me and watching my streams often, and she's been very expressive about how it has changed her life in a lot of ways. And she was asking me to tell her a little bit more about my experience. And so I did. And I felt just an ignition to roll with that and really just spread that uh, to more people so that more people can hear my experience and maybe relate to that and find some comfort knowing that they're not alone and that not everybody in this nobody in this world feels normal, quote unquote.
Yeah, and anybody who's been listening to Eye Opener Society for any time, we're kind of just a group of misfits, really. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. I really appreciate people that have something about them that has changed and evolved into something better. And with you listening to you, listening to your lives, listening to your episodes on the sound within, I even get a sense of peace. I might not suffer from OCD, but there's still a peace because you've made your life better or tolerable. And that can apply to anybody, regardless of what issues you have. And we're all misfits, every single one of us. Like I said, we always got something quirky or something difficult that we are dealing with. And the self expression with it is always what I love to hear from people, because if you're proud of yourself, then you're proud of your flaws. And then you'll be even prouder when you fix those flaws. And I think you've done a fantastic job, and I barely really know you. And like you said, there's people that followed you or known you a great deal of your life. They see it, but to get other people to see it, that's the thing. And that's important, because then people can say, wow, I'm going through the same thing Hannah Rose is. Hannah Rose is here living life now. She's confident. She's secure with herself. I can be that way too. And I'm hoping that's the message that you're trying to get out.
Well, thank you. You're making me blush over here. But yes, that is the message that I'm intending to deliver to the world. I really just I always say this. I don't claim to be a healer or anything like that, because I'm still healing myself. I believe that uh truly nobody can heal you. You have to do the work to heal yourself. And sometimes it doesn't always have to feel like work. I might add, it can feel effortless. It can feel like something that lights you up and brings you joy and makes you feel peace. So when people say you have to do the inner work, that sounds like such a big deal. But it doesn't have to be. You can make anything your inner work from your day-to-day life if you're just intentional about it. And I find inspiration just in the little things now. And I'm able to really tap into uh, my sacral energy, which is just my powerhouse for creation and flow and inspiration. And so that kind of it kind of just sparked something in me to bring up, because I have been kind of playing around with chakra vowels, which is just the sounds associated with each chakra in the body, but it's done through vocal harmonization, and it's called like harmonic healing. And I discovered it through a friend of mine on TikTok. Her name is Rebecca B. Sung, and she is an amazing, sorry, an amazing healer. And she spreads her light through her vocals. She practices with a lot of sound healing, but she also primarily works with voice activation. And so I was in her space the other day, and it was called 3 minutes of love. And it was just everyone toning into the one love that connects all of us, the collective. And it was a really beautiful session that she cultivated. And it inspired me to really play around with that. So I've been really playing with those vowels and just kind of singing my little heart out. And I just recently also got a new addition to my instruments, which was my throat chakra sound bowl. So not only am I tapping into these frequencies within my body, within each energy center, I'm able to do that without any instruments. I am the instrument. So if you're listening, then you don't need to have an abundance of instruments or an abundance of money to tap into sound healing. You can tone your voice to each frequency yourself. And it's really interesting. And I am just really excited to kind of dive into that a bit more.
And this is The Sound Within, and that's why it's the name of your podcast. And yeah,
Yes.
that's the whole correlation of this, and that's what's wonderful. And I would really like people to follow you and your TikTok handle, Hannah Rose one.
It's
Yeah.
at Hannah Rose 146.
Yeah, I always dyslexic, so that's why I'd rather you say what
That's
it
all
is.
right.
But I'll make sure it's in the synopsis of this. So definitely follow Hannah on TikTok because she does it, and you usually do it right around noontime Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, I try to hop on around 11:30 uh,
Mhm.
AM, and that's Eastern Standard Time. I've kind of found a flow within my live stream so that it's not too overwhelming and too much pressure on me. I'm going live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, so that's 4 days a week, and I'm usually on for about 2 hours each time. Um, yeah, I would love for I would just love to connect with anyone through breath and sound.
That's great, yeah, and, if anybody wants to work with me, Hannah Rose, Lizzie, or have questions even for the OG Hannah, my stepdaughter, EOSMeditation at gmail.com. You can reach out to us and just whomever it is you want to talk to, I will make sure you get in touch with them for any type of healing, breath work, energy work, whatever it is we have to offer, because we are here to help. But yes, Hannah Rose can be found on TikTok and you could listen to her lives. You could ask questions. She's very good at this. I enjoy it because it's usually while I'm at work, and it's nice to escape work's, you know, confusion and all, and I could hone in on the beautiful sounds of her sound bowls and just whatever she has on her mind, she's just talking about it too. And then you can find her on The Sound Within, which is released every Friday. You have your episodes there. So there's so many ways to reach you, and now you have a Facebook page too as well?
Yes, I actually just right before this session set up a business page on Facebook for the Sound Within. And, it's a bit incomplete, I still have to add some things and tweak it, but it's there, so go ahead and follow that page, and I will be posting each episode each time I am a guest, a host, or just releasing an episode, I'll post it so that it's all in one place. A little less confusing because I've been having a lot of people asking, "Where can I find you? Where's the link?" So it'll be all in one place.
Yeah, that's great, and I'm looking forward to having you on there too as well. This way people can follow you if they don't have TikTok or vice versa. There's other ways to get, to see you,
Yeah.
and it's great that you went and you did the business page. I've been talking to Sunset Child about doing that the whole time. The Sunset Child just said, "The hell with it," and just let everybody go on our personal page. So, but to each their own, and it's great. It's just I really like to have people following the podcasters, just simply because there's other ways you can reach out to them, questions, thoughts, share stories, and all. I find that absolutely fantastic in this community, and especially when we have such wonderful people. And Hannah Rose, you are definitely one of those wonderful people, and I'm so happy to have you as part of this society.
I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm really excited ever since we started working together. I've been really excited about it, really passionate. I love how passionate you are about it. And you also have a lot of good stuff to say on Eye Opener Society. I'm always finding your clips of wisdom each day, and they lift me up. They are just really profound thoughts that just kind of tickle the brain and make you think. And I think, that's just a little bit of what this world needs to kinda steer away from society's ideals
Hmm.
and, dive into a more grounded state.
Yeah, I try so hard. Each day I want to have some kind of message that's going to try and connect with people. And that's really my goal, my purpose. That's why I like doing this podcast. It's just, looking for that kind of inspiration that we all are, looking for that guiding path. And that's why I'm here to do that. And on TikTok, it's great because I get to talk for like a minute or so. And that minute or so has to be energetic enough to get everything I want to say all into one. And it's been a fantastic platform. I hope it stays the way it is. I mean, I know, like any other social media, it's just going to collapse because, the powers that be don't want people to be heard. I want everybody to be heard. And that's why my platform is here. But yeah, I appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you find inspiration with them. And so I'm going to put this out here, okay? And this is not to be, I don't know, hard for me to word it, but you're young. And what I find so amazing with you, you still have that very older hippie type of vibe with you. And I really love that. I love seeing like a younger generation having that free-spirited type of, personality that you have. I mean, is that correct to say?
I would say so. I was raised to be that way. My parents are pretty cool and pretty I would say hippie vibe. I my dad used to always take me to fish concerts when I was young. I'd be out in the, you know, just in the grass in a sundress barefoot, dancing in the bubbles and trying to hit the glowing balloon that's going through the crowd and stuff like that. And that was my childhood. I grew up like that. My fondest memories of being a child were going to like Camp Zoe, if anyone knows what that is. We went there for many years before it was shut down. And also summer camp, which is another musical fest that went on. I was a child, so I don't know the specifics, but I those are my fondest memories. I loved that. And it was, just thinking about it right now almost just brings tears to my eyes and makes me feel warm in my heart. And so I just try to look within and let my inner child out to play. And that's what kind of allows me to be so free spirited at this point after going through so much hell in my life. Um, to no fault but my own, and my own choices and my own path, but it all led me to where I am today, and I'm really proud of that, and I really enjoy just tapping in back into that essence of being a child and wanting to play, and so that's why I do these daily meditations in my garden because it brings me a lot of peace. I also remember playing in the garden a lot with my grandma while she was gardening. I would be out there collecting leaves and worms and putting them in a little bucket and making a little home. I know everyone did it as a kid, but it's just one of those memories that I really love, and I love that feeling. And sometimes during breath, I really get to tap into those memories because my senses are heightened. I'm able to smell a lot better. I'm able to taste a lot better because I'm oxygenating the blood and clearing away those pathways and all of the stuff that's no longer serving me in my body that I need to purge. And I'm able to really zone into these senses and sometimes it feels really sensual, and that's not in a sexual way. Sensual just means that you're feeling all of the feelings, you're feeling all of the sensations, and you're enjoying it, and so it's a really beautiful thing.
Well, it is a very beautiful thing, and and everything you just said right now, I think that just focused and really concentrated what I'm thinking. I think this is where people need to be. And I'm talking to the entire audience, you need to focus just like Hannah Rose is doing and bringing out that free spirited and being yourself and finding happiness just in the moment, because I feel that's exactly what you're doing. And it is so beautifully said. We lack that right now. I think humanity is lacking that. We're not focused. We're not focusing on the here and now. We're not focusing on our inner child. We're not focusing in on our free spirit. We're allowing everything else in the outside world to affect us. And once we close out that world, focus on our world and then bring our world outside, that generates so much peace. And just listening to you has brought me some peace. And I really, and it's not to cut you off or anything, I really feel we need to end the episode just like that because you really said so much in that. And I want everyone to concentrate on that to make yourself better just by being yourself, letting that inner child out. And if you need to learn more, again, reach out EOSMeditation at gmail.com. If you want to reach out to Hannah, my Hannah, Lizzie, me, whomever, if you want to work with us, I will get you in touch with everybody. Don't forget to follow Hannah Rose on TikTok. Don't forget to follow her on Facebook. I'm going to have all the links in the synopsis. And we're going to have Hannah Rose on as a guest because she just brings me such great, wonderful perspective on everything. And I really enjoy having her here just as much as I enjoy having Lizzie here. And we'll get the three of us on together. We might throw more people on, whatever I feel like doing, because this is Eye Opener Society and we don't edit anybody. But before I go, Hannah, is there anything else you wanted to bring up or is you
No,
good?
not at all. I think we touched on basically everything. I just wanted to say thank you guys for listening. And if you, again, like you said, if you want to reach out to me, let Eye Opener Society know and we'll get in touch.
That's wonderful. Hannah, thank you again for joining us here. And thank you so much to the audience. Thank you for tuning into Eye Opener Society. We love having you here and stay tuned because we are loaded with a whole bunch of new stuff coming up. And we look forward to talking to you again real soon.